Well, we certainly know that healthcare professionals on the front lines of the coronavirus pandemic are facing enormous pressure every hour of every day. Their job is necessary. It's making the difference between life and death, and it's incredibly risky for them. It's also emotionally draining. There can be little and no space for release of that emotion. One New York COVID-19 nurse went to social media to illustrate what she goes through. Here's an excerpt of some of what she said.
I just feel like there's only so much anyone can take. I'm tired of walking into rooms and your patient's dead. You just walk into a room and there's a dead body there. I just feel like people think just because we're like a healthcare worker that we are somehow immune to this, and we're not. It's so stressful. I wish sometimes people would just understand to give us a break. Everyone is trying hard. We're human just like everybody else. We have emotions. The same thing that affects you would affect me. Right now is the time that we should all have compassion for each other and try to at least acknowledge what the other person's going through. Everyone's really concerned about the patients, and I understand. I completely understand. But if your staff is not doing well, then who's going to take care of your patients?
Well, that nurse is Danelle Schmall, and she joins us now. Thanks so much for being with us and for everything that you and so many others are doing to take care of patients. What is it like? I mean, I know you and your colleagues are experiencing something that people who aren't working in a hospital setting or don't have a loved one in a hospital setting can even really understand at a time like this. What's it like every day?
It's difficult. I'm sorry. I didn't know they were going to play that. Like, I didn't know they were going to play the clip of that video because I've never watched it.
Oh, I'm
from
sorry.
the day I posted it, and actually went back on the morning after doing that. I wake up at 4:45. I immediately went to go erase that, but it had been shared so many times. I was like, well, if someone can say whatever, I said whatever. If I thought the original's not there, so I kept it up. So I kept it up on my account. I never knew it would gain so much attention. So listening to that and listening to the voice and just knowing how, like, what it was in that moment was a lot. So, but I'm okay. It's difficult. It's difficult working. It's difficult just being in the healthcare field in general. It's like going to war every day, especially with COVID. But when you have just normal patients and trauma, you have a patient that's shot 16 times or a 23-year-old that, jumps off a bridge and commits suicide. It's difficult. It's daily. We have stuff we deal with.
Yeah, I mean, it seems, for families, often because of the health considerations, they can't really be with their loved one, and that adds a whole other layer to what families are going through and what patients are going through.
Absolutely. I can't imagine being the day that happened. Actually, that's what kind of happened. I walked to the room. My patient had expired, and I was like, "Wow!" Like he was by himself, and it's just like there's no one. Like there's no one around. There was no resuscitation order, so there would have been nothing done. But normally, if I've ever had a patient that was expiring, I would always sit in their room with them, just so if they didn't have any family, just so someone was there.
Yeah, my mom passed away this summer, and I was able to be there at the end, and it makes a huge difference for family members, and also obviously for the person who, who's breathing their last. I think to feel that. One of the things at the end you said on the video, you said something I thought was just really important. You said we can all make it through this if we all stick together, and I think that's such an important message, especially at a time when so many of us are physically distant from other people.
Yeah, we all have to stick together. We all have to stick together and do our part. That's the only way we're going to make it through this entire thing, for sure.
Well, Danelle, I really appreciate you talking with us and I really appreciate all you're doing, and it sounds like a small thing, but thank you.